I have this 60 amp fuse and I have this 20 amp fuse. And the reason I have these fuses is because hello and welcome back to Gears and Tech. Today we are showing you how to hook up the auxiliary wiring on your 2007 and up Chevy. In this case it's an Avalanche. This is pretty much the same on any Chevrolet truck or SUV, but if you're not sure, check with your manufacturer where they want you to do this. The dealer will charge you a small fortune to do what I'm about to show you how to do right now. It is very easy. First thing we need to do is pop the hood on the truck. You don't need to open your fuse cover yet, but it certainly helps. When you pull up your fuse cover, you'll see a whole list of where the fuses are and everything. We're not gonna do that yet. What we need to do is look right here. Do you see there's this mess of wires right here? And this is our auxiliary 12-volt wire. So usually it'll be just taped to this bundle right here. You want to untape that so you can get this wire free so that we can run it up to this fuse box. We've got the wire now. This one is red with a black stripe. All we want to do, before we get too far into this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below. If you've seen some of our content already and have not subscribed, we want you to join our community. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's get back to the video. All we want to do is run it over here nicely. So I'm just going to wrap it around these wires. So you can see I've run the wire up, kind of wrapped it around there, wrapped it under there, and then brought it up to here. And then we're looking for this post right here, the right side post. We're going to lift this up just so that it's out of the way. We don't need to go too far, just to expose that. That's a 10mm nut, and the sun is just happening to hit right there. This may or may not be live, so you want to be careful that you don't touch anything metal while you're doing this. We're just going to loosen that off like that, and then this wire goes on there like that. There is a second wire at the front, so once you've attached the wire that was under the brake booster over here to this terminal here, there's another wire on the side of the battery panel right over here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's right there, and it is taped on as well. You'll need to free that wire as well. We've just cut it with a box cutter and freed it up like that. Now this wire goes on the bigger nut right there. You will need to get a nut to fit on there, and you can buy those online, or you can use a spare nut if you have one. I'm going to go in my garage and see if I've got a spare nut. It's a 10mm nut, so it shouldn't be too hard to find one that'll fit on there. You want to make sure you have a fuse right here. Now this is a 40 amp fuse. The cover has ripped right off. Your fuse block like this, it will be on this lower left corner. Now you probably will not have a fuse in there if you just got this vehicle. That's where my secret tip when you're going to the auto wrecker comes in handy, because I have this 60 amp fuse and I have this 20 amp fuse. And the reason I have these fuses is because if you watch that video, you know that I told you to take a pocket full of fuses when you leave, because you will always need new fuses. These are some of the fuses that I always make sure that I have, because in this case, you would not have had the fuse that you need for this unless you have some spare fuses. Now, this one will still work, but if it doesn't, I would swap it out for a 20 or a 60. That will energize your constant 12-volt power to your 7-pin connector at the back, which will charge a battery if you have it on your trailer, or it will even power up auxiliary devices on your RV or whatever you're looking for that power for. Even if your SUV came with this auxiliary trailer wiring kit, it will definitely be taped up in there. It will not actually be installed unless somebody used it prior when they were using the vehicle, if you bought it used. Now on this particular truck, there was no trailer wiring existing. Normally you would have adapter that mounts right here. So I bought this one on Amazon, and you can see it gives me everything I need. It's got this little bracket for mounting it, and This is just a temporary install for now because I need to use the trailer right away. But for hooking up the wiring, I found it easiest to pull the license plate off, and then just behind here was this wiring right here that had all of the circuits that I needed. And then to help with checking the circuits, I used one of these. This is a trailer wiring checker. It's got LED light that will light up for everything. So you've got your turn signals on top, your marker lights on top, and then you can even validate your 12-volt power and your reverse and your brake wiring with this tool. Now I'll put a link in the description for this tool, as well as the universal harness adapter that I got. It's one of the cheapest ones, but it had everything I need to just install by splicing the wires together. Now the next thing we're going to want to do is get to the wiring for the trailer for the brake controller, which will be under your dash right here. These are them right here, and they were just taped up right into this, so you can't miss it. And it even has wiring instructions on there that says what each color is. You should have at least 4 wires here, and your brake controller should also have 4 wires. Now it should just be a matter of matching color for color. The fatter ones, the red and the blue one, will definitely be fat. The other ones might be not quite as fat. We'll pull the tape off of those. We're going to strip the wires back and then splice them together and tape them up. So the wiring is white goes to white. White is ground. Next is the dark blue on here. The fat one is auxiliary, and that also goes to the blue on here. Auxiliary means the actual brake wiring. And you want to make sure you got a great connection here. So we're going to go like that and fan it out, and go like that and fan that out, and then we'll twist those and twist those and then twist together, just to make sure that it's a very good connection. Next, red and black, that's this big guy, is battery. Now this is where there's a bit of a deviation, because black on the controller is the battery, not red. You want to be careful because this is probably live. Okay, so we'll connect this up to battery. And then the final wire, this red wire, goes to the stop light. And according to our drawing, this light blue and white is CHMSL. Now CHMSL stands for Center High Mount Stop Light, which is our brake signal. And then just to make sure that none of the tape comes off, we'll do a quick tape around the bundle. The next thing you want to do is mount it up. So we're going to mount it up over here. That's usually where you want it, and you want it horizontal so your G-force based braking will work properly. A lot of guys put it like this, and that can mess up with your acceleration based braking and so on. Mount it up like that, and then do some wire management, make sure it's up out of the way. And as you can see here, now that all the wires are connected, my light is on my brake controller, and because I have a trailer connected right now, it's actually green and I can turn the brakes on and off. That powers up this red and black striped wire for the brake controller, and the other wire we connected is what powers up the auxiliary power to the back of the trailer. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. We hope you enjoy the content in this video, and we'd love to have you come back. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And for those subscribers who are looking for that extra special thing that you can do to support this channel, consider joining our members group. That's where we're building this community, the Gears and Tech community, where we can all enjoy content together. You'll get special perks, which we'd love for you to check out by clicking the link down below. For those of you who are just happy to watch the video, that's okay too. You can check out some of our other content right over here, where we've got some previous videos that have already been uploaded and enjoyed by many of our viewers already. We do hope to see you again. This has been Gears and Tech. Have a great day.